Hey, it's Haplin, and in this module, I'm going to show you how to set up a Google ad. This is actually very similar to Meta. We're going to start by going to Marketing and then Ad Manager. And then the first time you log in, you'll be invited to integrate a platform. You can do Meta or Google or both. And if you've already integrated one of those platforms and you want to add the other one, just go to Settings and then under Integrations, click Google Accounts, and you'll be able to connect your account that way. Once you have an account integrated, now you just got to click Create Campaign, make sure it's a Google campaign, and then Ad Manager templates. At the time of the making of this video, they are on their way. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, we'll have a full template library for Google. We already have a great template library for Meta, so Google is right around the corner. I'm going to go ahead and click Start from Scratch. First, I'm going to give it a title. Then I'm just going to start filling out the fields. We'll go with Website. And then scrolling down the page, we can see there is room for 3 headlines and 2 descriptions per ad. So the first ad is mandatory. We have to make at least 1 ad. So here we go. I just put in placeholder copy for the 3 headlines and the 2 descriptions. So as it shows, it will mix and match these headlines and descriptions with the goal of trying to optimize the one that's most likely to click through. So we give Google a couple different options about how to show the ad on searches, and it's Google's job to make sure that it's showing the most profitable one. And then if we want to do a second ad in this campaign, we can click the Add To optional and just go through this all again. And we can have up to 3 ads maximum per campaign. Okay, so once the ad copy is dialed in, now we get to add some keywords. So we'll start by adding positive keywords. These are keywords that when searched are terms that we want to associate our business with. We want to promote anybody who searches these types of keywords. So let's say this is for a yoga studio. I might put keywords associated with people searching for yoga studios. So for example, yoga studio near me. Hit enter. Now it's added as a positive keyword. And then below we can see suggested positive keywords, which will use AI to make suggestions for good search terms based on your ad copy. So I just went back up to the top of the page and re-customized some of this copy for a yoga studio. And now we can see suggested positive keywords are all related to yoga. So if I wanted, I could just take AI's suggestions and just add all of these. Boom, 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 as well as any others that I decide that I want. Once positive keywords is taken care of, then we're going to go to negative keywords. These are search terms that we want to make sure that we disassociate from. We want Google to not waste any money showing this ad to people who search for these terms because they are disqualified or we just don't want to attract them, etc. So a really good example of this might be like if something is not appropriate or available for children, we might exclude those types of search terms. So I just added the negative keywords children, yoga for kids, under 18. Maybe also a good example might be like people are interested in goat yoga these days, but maybe my studio doesn't have anything to do with that. So if anyone searches anything related to goat, I don't want my business to be promoted. Okay, so once keywords are all set up, then we just click next, and now we are on to budget and audience. Budget is really straightforward. We just set the dollar amount that we want it to spend every day and then tell it for how long to run the campaign. So I might set it up for, let's go with $30 a day. And I want to have it run starting next Monday for a month. All right, so there's my budget. And now potentially the most important part, especially for local ads, is the audience controls by geographic location. Here we can just start putting in zip codes to target. So in the example of the yoga studio, super important to only target the zip codes in that area. Of course, if you're doing digital, not brick and mortar, not local ads, you can promote to bigger regions, entire countries, the whole world, I guess, if you want. But I have just targeted 3 different area codes in the San Diego area where I live. So this is a good example for now. The last thing we have to do is just dial in the language. So I will choose English, select, and click next. Now we land on the review and publish page where we can just check out the details. Once we have confirmed that it's set up the way we want, we just click publish and publish ad now. And I will actually click confirm here so we can see what happens when I actually publish it. So the page loads and now it is set up here and the post status is published. However, that doesn't mean that it's being showed yet because we set the budget up to only start spending money on it on Monday. In the budget area, if you use a start date in the future, then even if you publish the ad ad, there won't be any action until it actually starts tapping into that budget. In the meantime, we can do things like pause, edit, and clone. I will go ahead and delete this because I don't actually want to launch a yoga ad right now. But that is it. That is how to set up and launch a Google ad in the High-Level Ad Manager. That's all for this module. I'll see you in the next one.
When you use our affiliate code to join Gohighlevel, we will give you a premium account on our directory at no cost.